there are bad actors out there who use things like denial of service and flooding networks and flooding alerts in order to really get through the package that they want to get through. So it's a real problem in the security industry. I think it wipes out a lot of people's time and consciousness as far as what they're actually paying attention to.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Incident Report presented by Quest Technology Management. I'm Paul Burke, Director of Technology Communications. Every week, I'm joined by VP of Sales and Partnerships, Adam Burke. The Incident Report brings you conversations with thought leaders, business innovators, and channel mavericks to help you stay productive and agile in a changing technology landscape. Adam, how are you doing?
Doing great, Paul. Happy to be here. Coming up in March. March comes in like a lion, out like a lamb. I hope everyone's brackets did better than mine. I think I averaged one correct game this weekend. So not feeling too hot about my chances making it to the Final Four. I don't know about you, but it was a rough weekend for me.
I think everybody's just completely busted at this point.
It was a good weekend if you weren't my bracket.
Let's start over at channelfeatures.com. The article is written by Claudia Adrian March, entitled Post-Pandemic, IT Talent Market Will Never Be the Same. And that, Adam, is quite a clickbait title.
Never be the same. Will never, ever go back. Never, ever.
The report is based on insights from 245 IT professionals who participated in the industry survey. Infotech Research Group, a research and advisory firm, has released its 2022 Trends Report on the IT talent market. This new research features insights and strategies on how organizations can incorporate new ways of working to build and keep the best team. The survey data from the 2022 report is diverse, with representation from 12 countries and 18 industries. It focuses on manufacturing, government, financial, education, telecom, and healthcare sectors. The biggest change from 2019, pre-pandemic, to today is the importance placed on culture, flexible work, and work-life balance. Organizations that fail to keep up with this shift in priorities will see the greatest difficulty in hiring and retaining staff. The survey found that 47% of respondents are hiring external talent to fill existing gaps, with 40% using external training programs to upgrade current employees. Survey response cited skill shortages in highly technical areas like security, enterprise, and architecture.
I couldn't agree more with what this is basically summarizing here is a lot of organizations are trying to find people to fill the skills gap, fill the technology gap, and they're struggling. They're trying to train their existing folks to handle more and more complex tasks, and they're also trying to hire and onboard new organizations. We saw this trend happening about 5 or 6 years ago. It's only ramped up through the pandemic and through the Great Resignation, when a lot of people could work from home, a lot of people could figure out what was important to them, where they could work, where they could live. Do they have to deal with the subway? Do they have to deal with living in a big city? Do they have to deal with all the challenges that require them to get into the office? Or maybe not. Maybe they can have other options, work remote, start their own LLC, be a contractor, all these types of things. We've seen a huge uptick in organizations struggling to keep and maintain talent, especially, just like the article says, in the areas of security and enterprise architecture. That is a very high demand skill set. If you know how to help secure an organization, if you know how to help design hosted architectures, whether it's in Azure, or AWS, or Google, if you know how to do that, you are a high demand resource and can help organizations succeed or fail in their security or the design of their cloud architecture.
Funny you should mention flexibility in work, because another interesting aspect of the study, going into 2022, 76% of employees rate remote flexible work as being very important in choosing an employer. And most respondents believe that most roles in IT are capable of being performed remotely. 91% of organizations plan to offer remote work, but, and this is a really interesting statistic, 23% of leaders are not open to the idea at all.
The market will sort itself out. Labor is going to move to where it's treated the best and where it gets what it wants for the most part. And that's just, it's going to shake itself out. A lot of people wanting to work from home and some managers not buying into it. You're seeing firms like JP Morgan, large financial institutions that are saying, "Yep, we're coming back to work." A lot of big firms are saying, "Nope, we're coming back to work." There's that dual kind of thing going on right now between the labor force who basically got a taste of working from home, managing the system from home, doing everything remotely, and the flexibility that gives you, as well as, people do like to have eyes on people. Who are you managing? What are you doing? What are your teams up to? And I think the organizations that provide for the most flexible and diverse options for how people can engage are going to continue to thrive. But there are use cases where you do have to be in person. It is a real thing.
I should mention, if you're interested in looking at this study, I will be putting all the links to these articles in the description of the podcast. Adam, there are things happening over at Microsoft, quite a number of things happening over at Microsoft. This article comes out of Channel Features, and it is from Jeffrey Schwartz. Facts about the new Microsoft Cloud Partner Program. The revamped program comes with new requirements for Microsoft partners. As of last Wednesday, Microsoft revealed that it is replacing the Microsoft Partner Network with its new cloud-focused program. With the new Microsoft Cloud Partner Program, partners can focus on any or all of 6 new solution designations.
So it's basically an accreditation program around specializations in different verticals. Quest has been a Microsoft Gold partner for a long time. We've done this for years. It's a typical kind of a move where an organization holds accreditations for a certain skill set. It's their strategy to help improve their business model, right? So they've found that they get more out of partners, people rowing the boat for Microsoft, if you specialize in different verticals. Quest takes a system integrator approach. We're a managed service provider. We want to help our customers where they want help. So we got to play the game. We play along with some of the things that our partners want us to do. But at the end of the day, typically we let our customers drive, what we're looking to help them with and how we can help them. What Microsoft is really asking partners to do is get accreditation in certain specialties, right? So it could be things like cloud migration. It could be things like analytics and artificial intelligence. It could be things around focusing on productivity suite and modern workforce. It's basically trying to kind of put you into a track. This is what you do for Microsoft, because Microsoft does so many different things across the enterprise, across security, across collaboration. They got Teams applications, they got productivity suites, they got the enterprise office tools, you got data visualizations, you got Power BI tools, you got everything. Microsoft has really kind of put the whole stack in the cloud. They want partners to invest in developing their ability to help the end user get the most out of the entire stack. And not every organization can help in a lot of different areas. So they try to have them kind of, hey, you hop in that silo, you partner B, hop in that silo, you partner C, hop in that one. So it's kind of how they've built the program. It'll be interesting to see how it hashes out. I know our vendor management people are going to have a great time filling out the forms and going through the certification process. They love it every day. They love that. But yeah, that's we are seeing those changes in the Microsoft program.
If I understand correctly, it looks like Microsoft is getting away from gold and silver designations, and you will become either a base, solution, or expert partner. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know if you saw that Black Mirror episode where they have the social credit score.
Great episode.
Great episode, really creepy. If you have a high social credit score, you can do certain things. This is basically a Microsoft social credit score. How much have you invested in your competency in the different verticals? What capabilities are you going to be allowed access to in order to serve the market? It's cool. It's also a challenge at the same time, because it's, hey, you invest in the platform, you invest in the environment, you invest in the architecture, you invest in your knowledge about it, you get access to the best. You get access to the best resources, you get access to the best things. It's a way of kind of incentivizing their partners. Quest, we're a tier 1 CSP, we're a gold partner, been doing that for a long time. It's a way to basically continue to invest in that practice and keep out the riffraff, if you will. And they've never called them riffraff, but I think they usually call them bronze or something, a tin partner or something like that, that, can basically just fog a mirror and sell some licensing SKUs. So they're trying to get people into the program, invest in it, understand the competencies, and increase their score from base level to excellent.
If you want to figure out if you are riffraff, you can go to the Microsoft Partner Center, where partners can see their capabilities score on a scale of riffraff to not riffraff.
And if you got some free time this weekend, check out the Black Mirror episode where social credit scores. I forget the name of the episode, but yeah, it'll paint a nice picture for you on what Microsoft has in store.
Good call on that. Also, achieving a partner solution designation will be required effective October 3rd, 2022. It's important to keep that in mind.
Yeah, but part of that, it's the idea of everyone wants. I don't know, was it Vanderchuck, left jab, right punch, something? It's always about attention, right? And I know I totally butchered the name of this book, sorry, but it's always about attention, and people want your attention. And what this is doing for Microsoft is getting partners to invest their attention in all the different capabilities, which is fantastic. And then it's also getting customers and the upsell to the partners is, hey, you have the ability to publish your solutions in our marketplace. Isn't that great? And these customers will come and see your solution set and they'll learn about what you can do and they'll buy from you. So that's kind of the upsell, the nice story that's told along with the idea of going through this and maintaining your competency levels.
This week, get a higher score, watch a little Black Mirror, and read Gary Vaynerchuk's Jab, 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 Right Hook.
Oh, that's it. Okay, jab, right hook. Thank you. Appreciate
Well,
that.
I can't take credit for being smart, Adam. As you were talking, I looked it up.
There you go. Google is a powerful thing. The power of Google for questions that are unknown is unprecedented. It's amazing what the Google search bar can achieve.
Speaking of Google, let's head over to that website, HelpNet Security, which Google led me to. Look at that smooth transition. And an article titled The Problem with Multiple Cloud Security Tools, Alert Fatigue and Burnout. So, this was a survey conducted by Orca Security among over 800 IT professionals across 5 countries and 10 industries found that 55% of respondents use 3 or more cloud providers and 57% of respondents have 5 or more cloud security tools, which is a lot and has a lot of ramifications. For instance, this combination of multi-cloud adoption and disparate tooling is overwhelming security teams with a flood of inaccurate alerts. For example, 59% of respondents receive more than 500 public cloud security alerts per day, and 38% of respondents receive more than 1,000 alerts per day. More than half of respondents spend over 20% of their time deciding which alerts should be dealt with, which is just such a waste of time. And there is widespread inaccuracy. 43% of people say 40% of the alerts are false positives.
There are a couple of things in there. So there's multiple cloud providers, multiple security tool sets, and then alert fatigue. There's a couple things that we can pick apart there that I think are worth focusing on. One is, do you need all of those tools that you've invested in? What capabilities are each one of those tools doing for you? You need to do a real analysis of what tools you have in place, what business processes and what people those are protecting, and what you can do without, right? So you could probably take a couple of those things out. Not all of them. I'm sure there's great tools everyone's invested in, but there's probably some significant redundancy in that. We do that through security posture assessments and going through a matrix of basically what tool sets a client's invested in, and then what type of layered security they have in place, and then what do they really need. The other thing is on the alert fatigue, the false positive, the overwhelming amount of alerts, tuning your alerts and constantly tuning and making sure that you're correlating and you have actual real alerts will help you reduce the noise and see the actual threats, right? There are so many alerts that get generated from all these different cloud service providers, so many potential threats, so many potential vulnerabilities. It's a daily activity. We have an organization in-house. I think it's probably some of our secret sauce as far as how we're successful as an MSP is our weights and measures division that does nothing but tuning and correlation and constant upgrading of what alerts are coming in from the firewalls, the endpoints, the EDR, the SIM, all the different logs that are coming in. What do those actually mean? How are we tiering them out? What systems reporting what? What are our partners saying is critical? We get these types of things all the time, and you really have to tune the alerts to basically say, hey, that's a potential, that's not a severe alert. And basically you tier them out so you don't miss it with the noise. But it's an active thing. You have to constantly be updating and managing that. So you're not just getting all of the potential alerts, because these tools will throw off a ton of noise. It's just a ton of noise. And then you can mask a real threat in a noise generating event, right? So that there are bad actors out there who use things like denial of service and flooding networks and flooding alerts in order to really get through the package that they want to get through. So it's a real problem in the security industry. I think it wipes out a lot of people's time and consciousness as far as what they're actually paying attention to.
We find that all the time, that people think it's a set it and forget it answer. And you're raising you're raising a great point that no, it's a constant tuning. It's a constant work. You got to constantly adjust the software to fit your needs because it's not going to, upon implementation, be everything you need.
Yeah, and software is getting better, but it's still garbage in, garbage out. If you don't have the appropriate events tuned and the appropriate thing on the software platform, whatever you're using, whatever tool it is, I don't care if it's an endpoint detection, a SIM, a log aggregator, some type of a gateway, a firewall. If you don't have those alerts tuned appropriately, if you don't have the appropriate policy that on that platform, you just wasted the company's money. You just wasted your organization's money. Because if you're not using the tool appropriately, if you're not constantly updating it, you're not managing it, it's going to just generate a bunch of noise. And that's one of the largest opportunities that we find when we come into a new environment is helping to tune the alerts and get those into an operational state. And it could take months to do that. Then you got to maintain it. Once you get it set, at least you're in a good state.
I think garbage in, garbage out is a perfect way of saying it. For instance, let's say hypothetically, I went and worked out today and then ate a big piece of coffee cake when I got home. Hypothetically, I might wonder, why am I not losing weight? It's because I'm putting garbage in, right, Adam? That's science.
Well, it is science. It's totally science. And one of the things that you're bringing up too is and I hate to make this analogy, but there's a huge connection between the health and diet industry and the cybersecurity and software industry.
That's interesting.
So we go to the diet industry, right? You want exercise in a pill. You want the simple plan. You want quick results. You want all these things. And really, the best way to get in shape is to not eat garbage, move every single day, and get a good night's sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Not eat garbage, move every single day, eat a good night's sleep. You can throw in some strength training there too if you want to, and whatever. It's all good stuff. But it's really simple. It's not easy to do, but it's very simple. The same thing happens in the security industry and in the software industry. Everyone likes the shiny presentations. Everyone loves the great demos. Everyone loves to see the new latest and greatest security appliance that's going to completely protect your enterprise. I saw an advertisement on LinkedIn the other night, something about sleeping soundly because you bought some endpoint protection software or whatever. Okay, yeah, great. Everyone wants that. That's fantastic. If that's the market you're selling to, totally fine. But you still have to maintain awareness. You still have to do the daily work of tuning the alerts, maintaining it, making sure your policies are correct. It's a daily operation. There's no quick fix. There's no fad diet. There's no easy solution. It's a daily thing. The thing you also see that's similar to these markets is a majority of people don't actually ever fix the problem because they keep going down the same path. You keep going down the different fads. They go down the different diet plans. You spike up, you crash, spike up, you crash. Same thing happens in security. In the software vendors, people who are selling widgets love it because you buy a new tool, if it makes you feel safe for a little while, and then there's a vulnerability and you got to buy a new tool.
That is so true. There is a lot of similarities.
Yeah, it swings up and down. You feel comfortable for a while and then crash, and feel comfortable for a while, then crash, and you feel comfortable for a while and crash. You're kind of investing in the wrong thing, but it feels good for the moment because you get a quick result. Ultimately, doesn't work out, and maybe you call us for an IR incident or need some help, or maybe we come in and we can do a little assessment with you, and we can help show you where you can simplify some things and maintain some good practices and improve your security trajectory. I can say it that way.
My mind is blown.
Blowing minds on a Monday afternoon, Paul.
Before we go, Adam, we want to talk real quick about a big event in Las Vegas, Channel Partners, that is happening in April, and you and Gary and Darcy are all going there.
Yeah. So Channel Partners is coming up. We're going to be in town for that whole event, April 11th through the 14th. Darcy Baker, who's our VP of Digital Marketing and helping support the partner program, as well as Gary Schick, myself, and a few new faces to Quest are going to be at the show. Would love to meet with anyone who's going to be there. Very, very excited about it. The channel is absolutely exploding with opportunities right now across from everything from physical infrastructure, collaboration, security. Going to be a ton around security at some of our partners this go around. So really excited about it. Channel Partners, we're coordinating meetings now while we're in town. And if you have an opportunity to meet with us while you're there, please let us know. We'll put a link to it in the show notes, but looking forward to meeting everyone at Channel Partners this April 11th through the 14th.
Awesome. We'll see you there. Thanks so much for listening. The Incident Report is brought to you by Quest Technology Management. With over 40 years of experience, Quest is a leading technology integrator working seamlessly with your staff and systems to achieve your IT goals. Learn more about everything they do at questsys.com. And if you have questions or suggestions for the podcast, you can always email Adam and myself at theincidentreport@questsys.com. We hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time.